Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swat, and this is the Sacramento Report. My guest this segment is Assemblywoman Nancy Skinner, who is from Berkeley. Thanks very much for being with us.
Great to be here.
We're going to talk about one of your pieces of legislation in this segment, and I guess I want to start off by saying we all know about the funding issues at schools, K through 12, but I think one we don't think about too much is the rising utility bills that they have to pay.
Well, interestingly enough, our state general fund, which all Californians as taxpayers contribute to, about 50% of that general fund goes to our K through 12 schools. Now, our K through 12 schools in any given year spend about $1.1 billion to pay their utility bills. So that means they're writing checks worth $1.1 billion every year. If we can reduce their energy costs, we can reduce that $1.1 billion.
That $1.1 billion, that's more than books and
that's
supplies?
That's more than books and supplies.
Combined?
Yes. Yeah.
So you have a proposal, just introduced really, a proposal to reduce those energy costs.
Right. My bill 1186, which I call Saving Energy, Saving Schools, would take a portion of the funds that our utilities will be getting through an auction, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Our investor-owned utilities like Southern California Edison, PG&E, San Diego Gas and Electric, they're regulated by the California Public Utilities Commission. So under this cap and trade program, they're going to have some new funds, and we want to designate a portion of those funds, small portion, towards retrofitting the old school buildings and making them more energy efficient.
And what sort of improvements are you talking about?
Well, I'll give an example. In my own district, we have a high school, Oakland Tech High. $250,000 a year is what Oakland Tech writes to their utility. If we can improve their efficiency, make them more modern, and cut their energy costs by 20%, that's $50,000 right there. And depending on the school, maybe you can save upwards to $40,000 to $50,000 per school site. That's equal to a pink slip.
And that's real important because these schools are older, they're inefficient, and they really do need retrofitting.
Yes, and the pink slip reference, that's a teacher. Right now, the month of May is the time when teachers are, if we don't have enough money at any school site, some of our teachers are getting those pink slips. If we can reduce their energy costs, maybe we save a teacher in a school.
As I mentioned before, your bill is newly introduced.
Yes.
Can we assume that the investor-owned utilities, Southern California Edison, PG&E, San Diego Gas and Electric, are going to fight this? Because you're taking money out from them.
Well, our investor-owned utilities would like to use the funds to give us all rebates. And I think that's a legitimate use of the funds. But in effect, this is a rebate because all taxpayers are contributing towards our schools, and so if we can cut back the school costs, then that's a rebate to everyone. And also long-term, well, our school sites are 10% of the commercial electricity load in California. If we can reduce that load, then all of us ratepayers benefit because we don't have to build as many power plants.
Are there other interests that have or want to have dibs on some of the billions that the utilities will be getting?
I imagine there are, though I haven't seen any legislation to this effect. So we'll see.
But that could be an issue in terms of who gets what, who gets their hands on it.
Well, another great aspect of the bill is when we modernize our school sites, retrofit them from energy efficiency point of view, we put construction workers back to work. So we're going to put construction workers back to work, cut energy bills, save the schools money, and reduce the need to build power plants.
All right. Nancy Skinner, member of the Assembly from Berkeley, thanks very much for coming by talking about this interesting idea.
You're welcome.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. One reminder, you can watch this interview and others on YouTube and also on My Government on Demand. Have a great day.